Monday, May the 12th. It's 6:30 p.m. I am in downtown Dublin on the banks of the River Liffey. Today is a day that Ireland commemorates as part of the famine memorial or whatever. I don't know exactly what they call it, but this happened to be celebrated today. What I see here on the quay is a series of sculptures which are related to the commemoration that is here. Some wreaths have been put on these sculptures. Even the animals that I remember. This is Monday, May 13th. It's about 12:15. I walked across town to visit an exhibit called Dublin. It's 3 levels in order, depicting the history of this area. It's going to begin with the Viking invasion in the 8th century and move on through. Those kids singing are from Michigan. This is in Christ Church Cathedral, Dublin, at 1:30 on May 13th. Videos are going to come in. Still in Christ Church Cathedral. Taking a look here at the tomb of Richard Strongbow. He's the great-grandson of another nobleman from England who fell out of favor by supporting the wrong king in the change over of dynasties before the Plantagenets took control. So having nothing he could accomplish in England, Strongbow traveled to Ireland, joined up forces with some Irish, and together with the Normans put an end to what was left of Viking rule in Ireland. I don't know if this is his actual tomb, but he's one of the founders of modern Ireland. Oh, and here's a little bit of what is probably his original tomb or crypt or whatever these things are called. Now, still at Christchurch Cathedral in Dublin. It's down into the crypt. And they have a tea shop. So it's time for just imagine what they had down here before they stuck a tea shop down here. Spooky as all get out.
Business buildings behind it.
Monday, May 13th, about 2 o'clock. We've gone over here to Dublin Castle. There's a little piece of probably something not even related to the castle, but it looks castle-y. There's a lawn. It's a big... oh, there's a round rampart or something that probably belongs to some iteration of the castle. It's pretty here. Lots of nice plants. Fixing to go into the Chester Beatty Library where the Book of Kells is supposed to be on exhibit. It's going to be like looking at the Mona Lisa. It'll be behind a foot or two of plexiglass, and we'll have to look at the backs of people's heads. Monday, May 13th. Lots of buses. Trinity College. We're on a literary tour of Dublin. Still Monday, May 13th. Okay. Time for the guy to start talking.
Front of it, which is the far side, that's what you will see in the museum. The
in the plains here. It was a refuge of sorts, church, and defensive point. Still at the Rock of Cashel. It's an old monastery, abbey, cathedral, falling apart. Lights all around it. Apparently they light it up after dark. Cemetery around the outside is still in use. Area residents can be buried up here. I'll try to get a shot of this. From the bottom of the hill that this building sits on. Town of Cashel. I don't know, I guess it's a mid-sized Irish town. We had lunch here. Very good potato and leek soup with some brown bread. Picked up our rental car at the airport in Dublin. It's a diesel Renault. We made it here okay, but we got lots more driving to go.
Oh, Danny boy, the
Wednesday, May 15th, left our B&B in Cashel. The owner, or our host there, whose name was Tommy, recommended that we drive around to this town called Cahir, and that's where this is. Church. Up this river is a castle, which is where we're headed. Very nice, picturesque river. The town of Cahir is actually behind me. We're walking down along the backs of the business district. County Tipperary, where we're located. Very nice drive this morning. Paid our e-toll that was €3 due that we owe from driving on the M50 out of Dublin. Apparently people must fall in this river and need rescuing. Doesn't look that deep, but guess it is. Anyway, it's wide, quite a ways across. Got some white water going. Old bridge. That seems to be a medieval castle. It's Norman, which accounts for the round towers. Many more castles here in Ireland than I thought there were. Street we just walked down. Well, I've climbed a few steps up to the top of the castle. It's rare that they let you walk up all the way to the top of something. Here, from the top of the castle. Local people say that Mel Gibson was here yesterday, scouting this out, I guess for an exterior of some kind of project or something, who knows. But anyway, that's the story. How they built these things so long ago. Mystery to me. Must have been a moat in that same river run beside it. Afternoon of Wednesday, May 16th, town on the southern coast named Kinsale, parked in the first parking space we could find. It's crowded today, tiny streets winding every which way. Walking out of the parking lot, I just happened to notice a sign that said exhibits open today 11 to 5. Looked like it was free, so I came in here, and it's student exhibit of art in mixed media. I can't believe I just walked into this. Look at this stuff. It's everything. They have made these long strips of themed art here. There's about 45 or so different exhibits. I guess students probably had to do these as like a final exam or something. Nice surprise. Alrighty. It's kind of like walking through a museum. It's like a fire hall or something. It's a fish. Parts of a fish. Painted metal, looks like. It's everywhere. Here's some oil. Anyway, let me look at this a little bit. Harbor, Kinsale, quaint town. Kind of like Gatlinburg. Some of the cars. BMW 116i, Mercedes, Ford. Right here is a VW Golf, it says. It's a little Nissan. This is the parking lot at the harbor. I don't know what that is. There at Black's Peugeot. This is not popular to see somebody walking around. Toyota there. BMW. Let's see what we got. CLIO. That's a Renault, I believe. There's a Ford. Better stop this before somebody complains. Outside the Kinsale Maritime Museum, which is not open at the moment. But I did read around the front that anchor right there is off a ship from the Spanish Armada. It's probably a good 15 feet long. The red part appears to be wood. I guess the whole thing is wood, I don't know. Big old chains. I have no idea what that round thing is. But over here you see a red kind of bulb looking thing and then a curved wooden thing, which is a davit off the Lusitania. The Lusitania was sunk by a German torpedo about 5 miles off the coast here at Kinsale, and there were some people sitting on a cliff nearby having a picnic watching that ship go down. In relation to shipwrecks, town nearby here, spelled C-O-G-H, pronounced Corf, was the last sight of land for many Irish immigrants as they left here and there. A little bit more of this town. Cars, cars, cars. Kinsale Harbor. Crane is offloading some dry powdery substance. It's a big tanker or whatever, barge or whatever it is, sailed into the harbor apparently. Name of that ship is the Jolie Breeze. I have no idea. Dipping in there. It's clanking around, must be about empty, at least that end of it. Here goes a bucket full of something. Right into a truck. We've driven past Kinsale about 65 miles. It's along the southern coast, heading toward Kenmare. We've climbed up into the foothills of some kind of mountains. Wind is blowing off the water. It's cool. As a matter of fact, we passed several wind turbines along the way. We're headed toward Kenmare, where we plan to try to drive the Ring of Kerry, but we've been warned that the roads there are narrow as possible, and now here comes a car right behind me. And I climbed over the guardrail, so all is well. It's kind of steep right here. As a matter of fact, there's a cliff about 18 inches from where I'm standing. So I guess so, and here comes another car. And this is the bleakest landscape that we've run into yet. I've climbed, you can see the car, climbed a little bank here, 25 or 30 feet up, to see what we can see. Let's keep on going up just a little ways. No trees here. Oh, this is jumpy. It's the Irish coast. I'm dying to pee. I can get up here away from the road. I'm gonna pee up here. Very windswept. I can just imagine what this must be like in the winter time. Feel like Braveheart's gonna come across this hill just any minute. all kinds of ridges right around through here. It's getting late in the day. There's some water of some kind. It's getting late in the day. We need to try to find our B&B there in Kenmare. This is Thursday, May the 19th. Just left Killarney, driving the ring of Kerry. It's called Kerry because this is County Kerry. The country we just drove through to get to here mountainous with open areas. Comment was made that the potato famine hit very hard County Kerry, which is where we are. The body of water is called Dingle Bay, named for the Dingle Peninsula, which can be seen in the distance. A few other tourists here. A farmhouse outside Cahersiveen. We're on the M22. Cloudy and chilly. Waited a while to get started today, thinking it might clear up, but no luck. Town in the distance is Cahersiveen. Mountains. Here I'm going to get killed. Mountains are called the McGillicuddy Reeks. Reeks is an old Irish word for hill, I think. Get behind the car here. Stopped right in front of somebody's fence. They appreciate that. Sheep country. And naturally there's a lot of sweaters for sale. There's the M22. And there's some traffic. During the summer, this is a heavily traveled tourist route, but right now in May, it's not that bad. It's about like Highway 64 going up the river. County Kerry lost 3/4 of its population. The potato famine. As a result, many stone ruins are left behind. Cahersiveen is an example. Used to be complete village. All that stonework. This is Ballingskelligs Bay, the southern tip of the Kerry Peninsula. The Atlantic Ocean is not very far from this body of water. There's a tip of land there. Then across this little neck of water, there's a tip of land there. One of these is called Hog's Head. The other's called Horse's Head. Still kind of cloudy and cool. Ballingskelligs Bay is located right behind a small town called Waterville. And for reasons, I guess, that are known only to Charlie Chaplin, this particular small town was his favorite place to hang out. Saw a sign not far behind us that there is a Charlie Chaplin Film Festival held here each year. And right here, that's the police station. Not called police, they're called GARDAI. Don't know how to pronounce that. Waterside, or rather seaside dwellings. Watch this coming. Little narrow road, and here comes a great big truck. Rick Steves never shows this bullshit.
the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the flowers are dying. 'Tis you must go.
Not a sign of a tree.
I must buy.
So during all that famine, nobody got fish out of that to eat. Just one.
Summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. 'Tis I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, oh, Danny boy, I love you so. But when ye come and all the roses die, and
It's clearing up a little bit. About 3 o'clock. There's a village farming community. Stone walls. Still on the southern tip of the Kerry Peninsula. Little islands. This would be something in a storm. Very near here on Valencia Island was the terminus for the transatlantic cable that was laid in 1857. And I bet they were glad to see Valencia Island after all that trip across the ocean. Way off in the distance, fixing to hit Deborah's head. She's standing right there. Oh, and of course here's a car. Friday evening about 5:30. Left Killarney this morning after checking out of our B&B. Did some laundry, dropped it off with a very nice Mr. Gleason who finished it up for us. All we had to do was pick it up. Shopped a little bit in Killarney. A rainy, drizzly morning. We're headed for Galway but decided to make a stop here outside Limerick to see the Burren, which is not this body of water, but it is some landscape that's in a preserved area. Here is a shot of the road that we're on. Just kind of a one lane with pullovers or pullouts or whatever. Some ladies just went up the road walking their dog. The Burren is an example of a glacio-karst landscape, meaning it has been subjected to both glaciation and karstification. It's composed of limestone, which was formed from sediments in a tropical sea approximately 350 million years ago. These layers of rock were then folded and tilted by the movement of Earth's tectonic plates. More recently, the area has been subjected to various periods of glaciation, the last of which ended approximately 10,000 years ago. The power of the glaciers enabled large boulders to be moved long distances and deposited as the ice melted. Farming is done here, sheep and cattle. Well, here's some of this rocky wasteland. Guidebook says that there's Guidebook says there's remains of 3,000 or so houses up here. I reckon people will live just about anywhere. Do we know how to have a good time? I can imagine how those people must have felt living back in the Stone Age. I just got through using the bathroom without with no underwear on, so I know exactly how they must have. Looking here at the dock area of Galway, we drove in to here at about 8 o'clock last night, checked in to the B&B, which is up on Salt Hill. We drove, actually no, our host at the B&B drove us into town. We had a light meal, went back for an early night. Galway is located about 1/3 of the way up on the Atlantic side of Ireland. It's a huge bay, and this is a river that feeds into the bay. The stone structure here is called the Spanish Arch. Right behind it is the Galway City Museum, where I'm planning to go into and get out of this chilly air. You can see I'm still on my way to the museum. Maybe you can read those letters. It says Occupy Galway Public Assembly, 1 p.m. Saturday on Ayr Square. So the Occupy movement is alive and well here in Galway. I might go to that meeting. It's the museum. According to the book, this will have exhibits relating to the history of the city and various whatevers. They should have some heat. Well, from what I can piece together, William the Conqueror's grandson was granted a charter to establish a town in this area. These were the Normans. So walls were built. English settlers moved into the walled town, and the Gaelic Irish were kept outside the walls and away from the Englishmen. Let's see. So here's some of the bylaws. All right. 1516. No man of the town, see, those are the English. No man of the town shall lend or sell galley, bottle, or bark to an Irishman. Didn't want him to have alcohol. I think that's what all that is. 1522. No man be made free unless he can speak the English tongue and shave his upper lip weekly. And there is a fine of some amount. Either 1528. This is the one down there at the bottom. That in what house, shop, or cellar there be found players at cards, dice, tables, or other unlawful games for money by young men, and especially by prentices and Irishmen, on pain to lose the money they play for, and also where they play, and there's a fine. There's these bylaws here. I think this kind of discrimination against the native people probably has something to do with some of the other things that apparently happened in this country on up until the 1920s, and even really it was only a ceasefire. Saturday night, May 20th, Galway, at 7:30 p.m. We're headed for dinner. 1963, I think it was, President Kennedy made a tour of Ireland. His last stop was in Galway, and he made a speech here, and this was renamed Kennedy Square. That's where the meeting was for Occupy Galway today. 1 p.m. I went by where the meeting was, and there were some people with a tent stretched out on the ground. I came back by about an hour later, and they were gone. So I don't know where they're occupying today. Just off Kennedy Square, we're gonna listen to some music. Soccer's on the big screen. Flags hanging up. Here in the square, there's a bust, plaque, sort of. John Fitzgerald Kennedy, President of the United States of America, became Freeman of Galway Borough at this place on 29th of June, 1963. It's a Saturday night. It's a popular place for the evening to begin for people. There was a important soccer match being replayed on the TV there where we were going to listen to music, and according to the staff, the music won't start until the game is over, so that was enough of that. It's not dark yet, about 8:30. It's far enough north so that in the summertime there'll be quite a bit of daylight even up until 10 o'clock or so. See, it's still kind of cool, people with jackets on, but there's no wind, which makes it at least bearable. Some people in the B&B from Virginia and Pennsylvania, and Deborah found some people a while ago from South Carolina. It's a small world sometimes. Well, let's see. Over here at Fibber McGee's across the street, there seems to be quite a Saturday night starting to get in progress. Let's see if we can catch a little bit of this. I can't tell what's going on. For some reason, it's hard to get into that King's Head over there. Must be some kind of music or something going on. This is just what they call the medieval part of town. Kind of at a corner here. I think this is a bridal party. Here comes the police. There goes the police.
I'm going to drop you a Sean.
Girls in... Uh-oh. The girl's in pink. Like the bride would have that pink hair. I don't know. This is bridal season, I guess. Late May, early June. Saturday night. It's still early, not even dark. This guy here playing that didgeridoo. He's here yesterday. Spitting in that thing. Saturday night. This is a different street. Sunday, May 20th, drove up from Galway, which is in County Galway, now in County Mayo, at the Ashford Castle, up in our room. And this is very, very swanky. May not look swanky in this video, but it's swanky. Closet. Watching The Big Bang Theory. There's the door. Anyway, I thought it was strange to get to Big Bang Theory. I think this is their maybe second or third one anyway. Leonard and Penny and all of them have just met. I'm fixing to go down and get a facial. I'll do some outside shots later. So, public rooms at the castle. Finally made it back outside. Took me a couple of hours. Drove north from Galway this morning, about 30 minutes, to a town called Cong, C-O-N-G. And tonight we're staying at Ashford Castle. There it is. Had a little bit, had a little bit from inside. This is from the outside. This was, of course, built probably 12 or 1300s, but more recently it served as the weekend home for the Guinness family, and it became a hotel in 1939. It's very nice and swanky. Lake behind it. You saw that golf cart go by. Golf course. That must be the clubhouse for the golf course, and a restaurant right there. hand. There's too many people around to video inside the castle. I did the best I could to find a place that wouldn't look too obvious. A nice girl named Stephanie gave me a wonderful facial. I've never had a facial before, but had a scalp massage and a neck massage along with it. This is just a park-like place where it's just nice to get out and walk. It's windy today, but sunny. It's not very far from the castle over to the town of Cong, so I'm gonna walk over there and see if I can find an ATM. It's just about a 5 or so minute walk. And it's a very nice day. Might as well get out and get some exercise, try to walk off some of the food I've eaten. Golf course around the castle. She's worse than I am. Oh Lord, she's laying right behind this train. She'll never make it. Here's the flag. Right up here behind this tree. Yep, told you. Here at the entrance, a very nice man named Mike is working down here today, letting people in and out. It's a Sunday, which is church day. Now that's a typical road sign. Top is Gaelic, bottom is English. So you can imagine that this would be one of the reasons why we've had to turn around more than once. School. Many of these scattered around. I think this is going to say National School, I'm not sure. Yeah, this is St. Joseph's National School. I don't know what National School means. I guess it means in America the same thing as public school. Not sure. Just taking a guess. There's the castle wall. kid on a bicycle. Still nice and sunny. Monday morning, about 10:30. Just finished breakfast. Had a breakfast buffet in the George V dining room. Thinking about going on a boat tour. Weather today is cool, although the newspaper said there was going to be a heat wave this coming week, up to 24 centigrade. That's about 80 some odd degrees. Well, I'll skip the boat. I'll skip the boat tour in favor of staying on solid ground and walking around the grounds a little bit. Although the captain of that boat had written a book about this area and he was going to talk. I hate I missed that part, but a little bit windy. Around the back. Watching out for those automatic bollards. Some of the flowers have bloomed at this point, but not all of them. I noticed the rhododendron are in full bloom, but the roses haven't bloomed yet. Several paths to walk on. Very nicely manicured. Reminds me a lot of Biltmore. This is a 5-star hotel. Now the rooms for common people seem to be off to one side, and the really fancy stuff would be somewhere over in there or something. But certainly didn't get to see all of it. nice to spend some time cutting grass, but not seeing a lawnmower. Kong is a very small town. It's probably the size of Copper Hill. It's odd to have this gigantically fancy hotel, but people are out here, a lot of Americans. When I was getting my facial yesterday, I happened to get a look at the list of people who were going to be in the spa for things. They had a VIP list. Nobody I knew on there. Luke Corrib, I believe is what that lake is called. I've got about another hour to walk around, then we got to check out and head toward Dublin. Tara is somewhere north of Dublin. I believe we're going to try to make a side trip up there for a few minutes. Then we'll be turning in the rental at the Dublin airport, staying one more night in Dublin, then traveling back home tomorrow. Golf course in front here. President Reagan stayed here.